Welcome to Weekly Wrestling Podcast. Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
All right, I did a lot of research on you in the past couple days, and I found out you actually used to own Alpha One. Can you tell me a little more why you started it?
I started it because there was nothing really in the area that provided a lot of the guys locally something worth their time, and I really wanted to bring like that American indie style to Canada that was gone after the UWA Hardcore closed down, and they were the closest thing to bringing in that real USA indie. So from that, it kind of just turned into its own thing, and like the success started building up, and it was like a snowball, and everything led to where it is now.
Yeah, I completely see that. Last July, I read that you guys got robbed, which is very, very unfortunate. You said the show that was in October was going to be your last, and then 3 days before the show, you sold Alpha One. Was this a hard choice for you, or?
It was, because I like to be in control of everything when it's mine, so I really didn't want to give it up. But then I really didn't want to let the fans down, because like there was nothing in my hometown, and that's another thing too. It is my hometown of Hamilton, so I want to provide the city with like a different form of entertainment at a decent price, and I really didn't want that to close because I couldn't do it anymore. So
That's completely understandable. When Rehab was announced, how excited were you?
I was excited. I love wrestling in Club 77 just because it looks like a studio for old wrestling on TV.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I went to Insanity a couple weeks ago, and I must say, I was completely blown away by your guys' presentation. Completely blown away.
Well, thank you.
You guys did an incredible job. Everybody on that card, everybody deserves a pat on the back for that. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of talented guys in the area that not too many people know about.
Apparently, you got to open our eyes up to these guys, man. Future of wrestling, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Teaming with Josh Alexander, our other guest this week, in the Monster Mafia. Tell us a little about
that. If he doesn't want to admit it or not, it was my idea. I wanted to team with Josh because Josh to me is like the epitome of what guys need to be successful in indie wrestling. He's talented, and for some reason, people just like he's magnetized to like the fans, and the fans are magnetized to him. He has like a special connection with people, and he gets that. And he's one of those guys that could become like a Sammy Callahan or Davey Richards or a Michael Elgin. And I think of myself as more of an entertainer. So I figured the two of us put together would be the perfect package, especially since tag team wrestling is kind of dead, and a lot of guys focus on themselves being the focal point and the number one. And me and Josh have our own singles career and success in that as well. But we figured, you think of guys like Al Generico and Kevin Steen, they traveled together, they tagged, and they made it. You think of Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Hero, they traveled together, they tagged, they made it. There's like bundles of guys that did this. So I think a 2-for-1, selling that to a promotion or a promoter or like a carload is way easier and better, and it's a quicker way to success.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I went to A1, I saw Josh, man, I was blown away. He's a monster in person.
Oh yeah.
Who's your biggest inspiration growing up?
Growing up was the Macho Man, and once I got into wrestling the second time, it was The Rock, and still is The Rock, I think.
Yeah, I saw that your move's called the Spinning Dwayne.
Yeah.
That's an awesome. I love it. I know this is going to be hard for you. You've been in the ring with a lot of wrestlers. Do you give us an estimation of the top 5 best or worst wrestlers you've been in the ring with?
Best or worst?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Best? Josh is definitely up there. Michael Elgin's up there. Younger in my career, I had a match with Claudio Castagnoli, who is
Antonio
Cesaro on TV. Yeah, he is like a pro, and same with Sterling James Keenan. He is something Graves.
Oh, Corey Graves?
Yeah, Corey Graves. Yeah, he's fantastic as well. I'd put them in the top 5. I think it's just because I learned a lot from them too. And like they give you little pointers without having to tell you. So you pick up things from these guys and they make you better in the end. So I'd say those are top 5 best. Top 5 worst. Oh god. Top 5 worst. Man, you know what? I'll say it like locally. I've been in the ring with a lot of like doo-doo wrestlers, but I don't know, you can really like bring the best out of certain people if you know you're getting in the ring with someone that sucks. You can kind of work your way around it.
Maybe bring out their best qualities.
Yeah, and I'll never like. You could just tell right off the bat, working with someone for the first time. Either you know who they are, or you could just tell by the way they're talking to you, what to plan in this match. So. I can't really think of like worst, and I love shooting off the hip too. So like I wouldn't mind saying somebody, but I literally can't think of it. If something comes to me, I'll just stop the interview and I'll just start rambling.
All right, sounds good. Do you keep up with TNA, Ring of Honor, WWE on a regular basis?
Yep.
You watch them all the time, every week?
I try and like stay current with all of them. I would find it really offensive if like I had an interview with one of them and they said, "Hey, do you know what's going on?" And I would just said no. So I try and stay a little bit current.
You have a favorite maybe gimmick that's going on right now? Maybe I would say more in WWE since they're more about the gimmicks.
I thought it was really cool that they gave Zeb Coulter to Antonio Cesaro.
That was very interesting after Swagger getting arrested and everything.
Yeah, I don't know, because like Zeb Coulter's really good at promos, and I thought the characters, putting them together was fantastic. They should have done that for WrestleMania, but...
Oh yeah, that would have been awesome. I can't believe he got left off of WrestleMania. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Well, this is more of a... I wish I could have asked this a little bit ago, because Scum's over, but if you could join any stable that was... current in wrestling, the Shield, Scum, or the Aces and Eights, which one would you pick and why?
Oh, just out of those 3?
Yeah.
Ugh. I guess the Shield, because it's really the only thing that's working right now.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there.
But I would ruin it. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things that you can't just add to, and then you got Aces and Eights. It's like the NWO. So.
Yeah. What did you think of Scum?
I thought it was cool. I don't really know why they added so many guys at one point, and then they just filtered out. Like, has Jimmy Rave been back since?
No, he hasn't. He actually got released. It was confirmed, and apparently there's some rumors about him going back to TNA. But
yeah, I think it was just like hey, let's do this today, instead of pre-planning. But then again, like, I have no idea what's going on, so yeah. I couldn't give you any backstage info. But I'd have to go with the Shield. It'd just be more memorable for my career, I guess. You get lost in the shuffle too with all those guys, but I'd love to work in Ring of Honor. And I think if I was put in Scum, once the angle ended, I'd be able to continue with them.
Yeah. You with Carino would be awesome.
Oh yeah, I would love to be on camera with a mic in my hand with Carino.
Oh, he's awesome. I went to Border Wars a couple months ago and had a verbal altercation with him. That was awesome. Another question. I know I brought up the stables, but which promotion would you join if set chance, and maybe give yourself a little storyline coming in?
Right now, I would love for me and Josh to be in Ring of Honor. I think that a lot of guys are getting picked up for WWE and TNA, and windows are opening and opportunities are opening. So it'd be perfect chance for Josh and I to slide in Ring of Honor. They have TV, so it's good practice for us as well. And like we're both really young. Well, I'm really young. I'm 23. I think he's 25 or 26. So it'd be a good chance for us to get some TV time and practice before moving up to something bigger.
With the way wrestling is going today, we're seeing a bit of a more towards pro wrestling instead of entertainment. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree with this?
I don't think it's really changing because you got guys like Big E Langston, and I think he was just a football player.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
and he's awesome.
Yeah, I love him with Ziggler. Ziggler, and AJ is just awesome.
Yeah, so like people can say, oh, they shouldn't be giving guys contracts who aren't pro wrestlers and this and that, but it's going to happen, and I don't think it shouldn't happen because like these guys have qualities that normal human beings don't have, like, and that's the whole point. Is WWE is something larger than life. So whatever Joe Schmo indie wrestler can do the best wrist lock, but he looks like shit, so I wouldn't put him on TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely understand that.
But you'll have like certain guys will rise to the top who are talented in the ring and who will play the game. Like you look at Daniel Bryan, a guy that people thought was only a pro wrestler, and he turned out to be the most entertaining guy on TV. And he maybe does 2-3 wrestling moves per match.
He is absolutely running the show in WWE right now.
Yeah, exactly. But he's also like the entertainer, not just the wrestler. So
absolutely. He transitioned into that coming into WWE for sure.
Oh yeah.
But you have to have both aspects of things to make it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think they're taking guys that have already made a name for themselves and made themselves careers. So if someone can do that on their own, imagine what they could do with like $1 million company behind you.
Yeah, that's exactly a good point. Like you said, you and Josh in Ring of Honor having matches with CNC and ACH and TD, and oh man, I can't even get over how great those matches would be. Red Dragon.
We would love to do that.
You guys need to be there.
Hey, let them know, not us.
The King of Hearts tournament coming up soon in Alpha 1. You're taking on Psycho Mike the first round. What's your thoughts about that?
I haven't had a singles match with Mike Rollins in a long time, so it'll be good. He's kind of a local guy too, like from Waterdown, which isn't too far from Hamilton.
Yeah.
So it's always good when two guys have like big stock in a company and are from the area, and it's for the title first round. So I'm excited. I don't plan on losing the belt, which sucks because I have to defend it through the whole tournament. So
yeah, I'm first time A1 watcher for this one, so I'm kind of confused with the King of Hearts tournament. Would you mind giving maybe me and our listeners a little more insight into it?
Yeah, we did. This is the third year we've done a tournament. The first tournament was the RPI, the Randy Poffo Invitational, but for once we started going with Smart Mark Video, they told us to be careful using Randy Poffo as the name of the tournament, and I only did it because I'm a fan of Macho Man as a kid, and I wanted to like pay homage to him.
Of course.
So that tournament turned into the King of Hearts, which was named by Scotty O'Shea, and that year we were doing a charity for the Heart and Stroke Foundation. So 2 and 2 went together, and I think it was around the time of Owen Hart's death.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We did that, turned into the King of Hearts, and then we're just bringing it back this year. This year, it's just a one-day tournament, and last year was a 2-day event with 24 guys.
You got the 2 CZW guys in, I noticed. Was there any plans to bring in anybody else? Did you want to bring in anybody else?
It's all very last-minute kind of thing. Especially who's available, who's not. Ring of Honor has a show that same weekend in New York, so it's always up in the air.
Perfect. AIW. You just became the absolute champion in AIW. Tell us a little about that.
Oh, it was a big deal for me personally. Probably the most important title. Not probably. It is the most important title that I've won in my career so far. And to like close out their first big pay-per-view was big for me as well. To get like that mic time and the belt in my hand and just to be in that position. It was crazy to come to the back though, because Eric Ryan, who was the champ going into the pay-per-view, just like patted me on the back and just was like, "Hey, remember that time you showed up to the girls' show and wrestled me out of nowhere, and then now 1 year later this is happening?" And it was very like surreal to realize how out of nowhere my career with AIW happened and how it spiraled into like probably one of the best runs I'll have with the title for a while.
I can tell you one thing: it is very well deserved. You are very underutilized talent, in my opinion. You should be much farther than you are right now.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Any little plugs you want to send out?
Yeah, it's support indie guys and support All Ego Ethan Page and head to prowrestlingtees.com/Ethan Page. I got like 9 designs up there. You're only supposed to have 4, so please buy some t-shirts so they didn't waste their time putting all those designs up there. There's Monster Mafia t-shirts up there too, so you can support myself and Josh Alexander. And follow me on Twitter at EthanPage89.
Thank you very much, Ethan, for the time. I know it was a bit of a late day, but I very much appreciate having you on the show.
Oh, no problem, dude. Anytime. What's up, guys? You're listening to Weekly Wrestling Podcast. My name, All Ego Ethan Page. And when I'm not listening to Colt Cabana's podcast, I'm listening to Weekly Pro Wrestling.